Welcome back to the Panda's Pet Pampering YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to show you what I wear for pet grooming appointments. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. We'd love to have you. The most important part of my kit, I think, is my tunic, as you can see here. I purchased it through Amazon and it's a Pro Luxe Tunic, and I'll leave the information in the description box below. It's quite a high quality fabric and it's a popular style with hairdressers and salon workers. The thing I like about it the most is that it's a really bright colour and it's easy to wash and dries quickly. I've worn this for every appointment since I've bought it, and other than the slight wear and tear on the buttons, it's held up really well. It's really good because it protects my skin and clothing underneath the tunic from getting covered in hair, which is a real problem for pet groomers. I'd certainly recommend getting a tunic or a similar style top if you own your own business. It looks professional and it can help tie your branding together. The colour I chose is similar to that I've put in my logo, website, business cards, so it helps tie all my branding together. I also think people like to see you in professional setup, particularly if you're an in-home groomer. It makes you seem more personable and professional. Next, I usually wear some form of jeans. The reason that I prefer jeans is because the fabric doesn't seem to get pet hair in it as easily as other types of fabric. It brushes off quite well and they're so easy to buy. I use 3/4 length shorts in the summer, as you can see here. They're a nice length and they help me to keep cool. The rest of the time I tend to buy jegging style jeans. The reason for this is they're quite cheap, and if they do get covered in hair or they get messy over time, I can throw them away without worrying too much about the expense. They're also the most comfortable style I find, and there's no risk of builder's bum, which is something I certainly don't want to have when I'm in somebody's home. By being a pet groomer, you're going to be doing a lot of lifting and bending, and personally I don't want to worry about that. So I find high-waisted style jeans are best for me. I've read online that another style of trouser to wear if you're not a fan of jeans is yoga pants or a similar kind of trouser. I haven't tried this out myself personally, as I'm really happy with my jeans, but they are very comfortable, and I imagine if you get hot easily they'd be a good alternative. The next most important part of my kit is my footwear, and I'll show you. I wear Skechers Go Walks. The reason for this is I found them to be the most comfortable shoe around, and I like that they're an easy slip-on, slip-off style. I always ask people when I enter the home if they'd like me to remove my shoes, and when people say yes, it's easy to take them off. Like my tunic, they're easy to wash and they dry quickly. I do put these in my washing machine and they come out really nice. Because you're standing usually when you're grooming, most of the pet hair will fall downwards onto your shoes, so I like the fact that they're easy to clean. They do get hair on them, but it's quite easy to brush off, which is ideal really. I find them really comfortable, especially if I'm standing up for long periods of time. I don't get leg ache from wearing these, and I have tried other trainer style shoes and I find by the end of the day my legs and feet really hurt. So I'd certainly recommend trying these out if you haven't already. The next biggest thing I'd like to talk to you about is what you wear on your feet underneath your shoes. And the reason for this is I've had some issues with socks in the past. When I first started my business, it was in the winter, and I decided that wearing really thick, fluffy, comfy socks would be ideal to keep my feet warm. I've learnt from my mistake. These are a magnet for pet hair, and like I've mentioned before, if you're standing while you're grooming, all the pet hair is going to fall on your feet. So if you're not wearing shoes or you have an open style shoe that shows your sock, they're going to get very hairy. And I've found once these get hairy, the only real thing you can do is throw them away. It's very hard to get the hair out of them, which obviously isn't ideal. So since then, I've moved on to trainer style socks. And the reason for this is they're really easy to buy and they're quite inexpensive. So I don't feel bad if they do get hairy, then I don't feel bad about throwing them away and replacing them because they haven't cost me much money. I find I like to wear something underneath my shoes. The reason for this is if somebody did ask me to remove my shoes in their home, which I have absolutely no problem with, I like to have something on my feet, both for my safety and it's just a bit more hygienic as well. If you are working without shoes, it is slightly more dangerous because you could accidentally drop scissors, clippers, or even something heavy onto your feet. So although this isn't going to give me much protection, it's a barrier between my feet and obviously scissors or clippers or anything I drop. So I'd certainly recommend wearing some form of sock under your shoes. The next thing I would mention is that I have really long hair and I prefer to tie my hair up when I go to appointments. One of the main reasons for this is it falls in my face a lot and I find it really annoying, and I'm moving around quite a bit while I'm doing an appointment, sort of bending over to look at the dog and obviously standing over a bathtub to give a bath. If my hair was in my face a lot, not only would I be using my hand to brush it back, which isn't always hygienic, but it's annoying and it distracts me from my work. So I always tie my hair up. I'm a bit boring, it's either in a bun or a ponytail. Sometimes I do a side plait if I'm feeling adventurous. I'm not very good at doing my hair, so it's usually just thrown up in a messy bun like you see here. But I'd certainly recommend, for health and safety reasons, tying your hair up, particularly if it is long, or even using some form of Alice band or something just to keep it out of your face while you're working. The next thing I would mention is jewellery. Now, I'm not a big jewellery wearer myself. I don't have any rings or bracelets that I wear. I do wear one necklace which I don't take off, but as my tunic is quite high necked, it doesn't fall out and it's not on show, so I feel like it's quite safe. But if I did have a lot of jewellery, I would take into account the fact that it is easy to cause harm to a pet or yourself. And also, when your hands are in and out of water, it can be quite uncomfortable and it's tricky to keep them clean and dry. So if you do wear jewellery, I definitely recommend thinking about that.